Facts Verse presents. When he dug a huge hole in his yard, his neighbors thought he was crazy, until they saw the final product. Many people think about starting backyard projects, but between the planning and the work that's involved, they often put the projects off. Wayne Martin, he had a pretty good idea for his backyard. Rather than thinking and planning for months or years, though, he just jumped right into it. He started by digging a huge hole in his backyard, and when he dug out this hole, his neighbors thought he was crazy. Now they're jealous. We'll tell you why in just a moment. First, help us spread the word about Facts Verse by clicking the like button, and if you're new here, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. Shipping containers are often discarded when they're no longer needed. Rather than throwing them out, owners will often sell them. When Wayne saw a 20-foot shipping container for sale on the internet for a pretty good price, he decided to jump on it. The shipping container was going to be the body of a whole project. After he was able to buy one, he was well on his way to making his idea a reality. When the container arrived, he sealed the double doors at one end. On the other end, he installed a swinging door, and he did this because he wanted one end of the container to be sealed permanently so that nothing would get in or out, especially water leaks. On the end, with the swinging door, he installed a typical front door that you'd see on a garage or an office. It was going to be the only entrance to this shipping container. When Wayne had the container, he had the necessary measurements for his hole. He wanted the hole to be at least 2 feet deeper than the height of the container. And to be sure that the container had the necessary support, he poured 6 inches of pea gravel at the bottom of the hole. He used pea gravel because he needed a soft bed for the container to lie on, and he needed it to filter through the soil. As Wayne created this bed for the container, he realized how quickly the project was moving along. He didn't expect things to go this smoothly. He had done DIY projects in the past, and none of them shaped up as quickly as this one. He was thrilled with his progress. When the bed was completed, he needed to get the container into the hole, and that was something he could not do on his own. So he hired a septic company to lift the container and place it in a hole. The septic company had a truck with a crane, which made it easy to place it in there. It did cost him money, but it was less expensive than he thought it would be. After the shipping container was lowered into the hole, he made sure there was about 2 feet of space on each side. He also made sure that he had a few feet in front of the swinging door. That would be necessary if he was ever going to get in and out of this container. Near the swinging door, he dug a hole for a sump pump. That's a piece of equipment that's used to drain water from an enclosed space. Many people have sump pumps in their basement to prevent floods in the home. Once the sump pump was in, Wayne would be able to keep his underground structure away from the water line. The next step was to install a set of concrete stairs so that he could walk down to the container. Since the hole was dug so deep, the only safe way to the container was to install a set of stairs. Wayne says that he would have loved to install a hidden elevator or something like that you would find in a bat cave, but the stairs would do just fine. They made it possible to get to the container without using a ladder. After the stairs were completed, he was almost done with the exterior work except for one part. Wayne installed 2 I-beams. He made sure that they were level with the stairs and the top of the container, and he would use this for support as a type of frame. Without that support, the building would not be safe and secure, and the roof could not be supported. But once the I-beams were installed, he continued making the roof. He needed extra support beams that would give the roof what he was planning to build, the stability and necessary support. Across the framework, he put down a sheet of heavy corrugated metal. It was stable enough to support the weight of Wayne's wife. This is the roof in its early stages. Wayne knew he had a lot more work to do, but after seeing how far he'd already come, he knew he had to keep pressing on. He needed to leave the area over the stairs open and surround it with rebar for support. The exterior of his bunker was finally beginning to take shape. Wayne created the roof with cement blocks because he needed it to be as secure as possible. He added 2 12-inch air vents in the front and back. He knew he needed a source of fresh air inside the container. He also installed PVC piping for the utilities. When these things were installed, he poured concrete over the area to create a permanent roof. The rebar was the frame, and the whole roof was perfectly aligned. After pouring 6 inches of concrete onto the roof, he added more cinder blocks to the entryway. He didn't want to cut corners, and he always wanted to be sure the entire closure would be strong. When the concrete dried, Wayne removed the supports. Next, he filled the area with soil so that he could plant grass over the container. And finally, it was time to fill his bunker. He chose to fill it with wine, and in the end he had a fantastic homemade wine cellar. Wayne's neighbors may have thought that he was a bit nuts during this construction process, but when it was done, they were amazed. Wayne's not the only person who's built an underground bunker. There are people all over the world who have built their own bunkers. Some are used as just a hangout. It's a lot of work, but it is pretty amazing in the end. If you had a bunker in your backyard, what would you use it for? Tell us in the comments below, and subscribe for more.